welcome you to another film in our series Pattern of the Month, and it's our 51st, meaning that we might go for 100, I don't know, but we passed 51st on the anniversary film. I gave you this Green Highlander Nutria Spay fly, and I must say that I've been really impressed by the way that these nutria fibers move in the water. And I've been tying, actually, this, as always, it's a bit of panic. I'm leaving for Canada tomorrow morning, and I had to tie both for Canada and also for Bolsta, and I've been doing big Bolsta flies with the Nutria 1 and also the black green helmet nutria. I think they look just amazing. Okay, so but today, let's take these away. Today we're gonna do another of these flash wings, and early season, we're end of May, and Norwegian season starts most places 1st of June. You need to have sometimes you need to have a big fly, and it can be good to have quite a bit of sparkle in them. So flash wings, and I actually did a few of the flash wings with the Nutria too. Pretty cool. We're not gonna do here's a black green helmet nutria flash wing, but we're not going to tie with nutria today. Even I'm like a little kid when it comes to new stuff, and I just love this nutria fibers and how they work in the water. Okay, we're gonna do flash wing in a little smoother or a little more discreet colors. Flash wing can be discreet, but Nasty Rusty, which is the color blend, and our SSS materials that I use most, and we're gonna use the colors here to do one of those. So let's start tying. Flash wings, I think flash wings are best to tie on a BTT or a TTT. And the thing is that the shape of the cone helps to open up and to give some volume to the fly. And I'm doing it like this today. I'm going to use a BTT, and why use a light tube on an early season? I would say it works like this. I prefer to have a light fly that swims good, and to let my line take the fly down to the fish. So what I'm saying with that is that the lighter the fly is, the more it will move. The further down you come in the river, the less current it is. The TTT is best on an intermediate or a little tip in the fast water where it cuts the surface and starts swimming. When you have a line that's fast enough to really cut through and come down under the fast water, it's much better to fish a light fly. So that's why I'm doing this with the BTT today. I'm gonna tie with the 12-0. I tie almost all flies with the 12-0, and putting some thread on first. And when it comes to BTTs, they can be a bit slippery, so I'll take a little bit of super glue and put over the thread, and makes it a lot easier for me to have this material I'm gonna put on stay there. Okay, so first I need an underwing, and I need a a quite stiff synthetic material. We are working on our own material, and it's not ready yet, so I'm just putting a little bit of another stiff fiber on here, and I divide this, put it on, and make sure this is not too long. I want this to be about protecting where I have the hook, and then I tie this in. Hook and double back. Since I'm gonna do a really big fly, it's good to have an underwing that it will hold out the flash. Tapering a bit, hold out the flash away from the hook, and make sure that it will not collapse. Tying it in like this, and then I'm gonna use, of course, our own flash wing flash, we call it. And to be honest with you, I worked a lot with the color mixes here, and when I got the bags, it looked pretty thin and not much. But you know, you take this stuff out of the bag and you'll see it's quite a lot of material. Okay, and I take this and I'm gonna use the nasty rusty one, like our flashwing flashes. Our flashwing series of flies carries the name of the blend, so using the nasty rusty. And some people, when they tie flash wings, they cut everything afterwards. I still think it's easier and creates a better fly if I can taper this before I tie it in. Tie this in wide, look at the length. Make sure I use half of the diameter, at least half of the diameter on the BTT, sorry, and the double back. The good thing with doubling back is that you create a little more volume, but you also secure the fibers so the fibers cannot slip, and tie it in. Looking good. If I have a couple of these that are too long, I can work with these, but I can also save all that for later on. This top was a little too long, so I will do like I do with most things. I cut and pull, but it will go through all the volume and shaping afterwards. Then I do like I do on most flies. I take a little bit darker to put on the top, and this is going to be the Paragarva bronze color. It's a burgundy mix, got a little bit of gold in it and a little bit of red and a little bit of everything actually. And this I taper quite a bit. Make sure this now is longer and that it's spread. Oops, pulling it down with my fingers. I want to keep it on the BTT. Double back, same thing, creating quite a good volume on this. This is so long I can cut it off and then I can taper. And I taper from every end. And don't be afraid when you taper to taper quite a bit on the sides. And it will be a messy table when you're ready. Okay, here we go. Looking okay, I think. It's going to be about a 12 centimeter fly. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work with another of our synthetic SSS materials, and I'm going to do a bit of angel hair HD, and I will put this on like a little hackle. I will double and spread, cut and taper, and do it all over again the other side. And this way I will get even more volume to this fly, and also a bit of flash pointing downwards. Oh, it's tricky filming because I can't really pull the fly around like I normally do. Here we go. Looking good. Jungle cock. And I had my new jungle cock right here. And I decided not to use it, because the reason is that I don't want to fool you guys that it's gonna be on the market very shortly. Maybe it will, but as you know, I've been struggling with this so long. So let's do a regular like jungle cock, and let's do it with Citrus, and I will take one that's dyed a bit yellow, and I will see if I can pick two nice feathers and curve them. The good thing with our synthetic one coming is that it's pre-curved, and you can just tie it in. Always start with the one on my side, pull it over my finger, curve it the way I want it, and tie it in long. There you go. Take the other one and look from above so I get the same length, and tie it in. And that was okay now. Here we go. Okay. Move the thread back so I'm really pushing all this material against the BTT so it will stand out. And if this jungle cock I have here is a bit naughty, I will do like this. I'll take it, pull it out, and tie it in again. I said it before, it's very, very easy that you think, ah, that was not correct, and you end up with flies in your box that are not the way you want them to be. Better? I think that's okay. So with synthetics, they are not as slippery as natural materials, but I'm putting on a little bit of glue here anyway, securing this, helping the jungle cocks to stay too. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a bit of our, you see how messy it is? Just a couple of flies. And I take our glitz dubbing also, the nasty rusty color, put on quite a bit of material on the thread, and I tie it in back down the thread and push all the material on the flash wing against the TTT. A little bit more, and it'll be ready. Pull it back, take the brush, cover the jungle cork, and brush this out. And this, I called it the meanest brush on the market, and I think it is, but it really grabs the strands and pulls them out, and it creates more volume and also translucency. Okay, so a pure flash fly could have looked like this, and we don't need more, but I'm gonna put a hackle in front, and that is to create even more volume and also get a little bit more motion to this. And I treat this the same way I always do. Pull it on to create the triangle and tie in the triangle. And of course I could use our plier, but it's so easy to pull these really big hackles by your fingers instead. And I would say I need maybe 3 turns. Double, tie in, and you have to pull this feather quite hard. And secure it with the thread. See how stiff this is? That's the reason I really need to pull this hard. And here we go. Does it look good? I think it looks good. And to end it all up, I'm going to use a little bit of a little cone, and I'm going to put on where are we? I'm going to use my brown, if I have them here, and here I can choose either to use the extra small or the micro, or I can use the extra small. On a fly like this, where I want to have a lot of volume, I'll do the extra small turbo, and you support a little bit of glue, and press it down, and we are done. This fly really didn't want to be tied, but I'm so stubborn, so we ended up with the fly anyway. And I take it out of the vise, pull it back, and cut it off like 3 mil, hold it up and melt it down. Make sure it's not starting to burn any. Holding it, you get a nice little hole there. Okay, so now I'll look at this. Too many fibers, too even. So I will hold this between my fingers like this, and I'm going to taper from the sides a few strands to make sure I get a tapered wing with a thin tip. And the tip should be thin enough for it to swim. And if I turn it this way, you will see that it's a wide wing tapering nicely like this. Even if it didn't want to be tied, it turned out a good fly. So I get a lot of questions on how do you fish those? How do you put this onto the leader? And I always fish those with a loose body. And on a fly like this, I could fish an orange body, I can fish a yellowish one or a black one. And in my box, there's a couple of bad ones here, I'll take this away too. I have different bodies that could go with the same fly. And I'm gonna use now the new copper one. Here we got mosquitoes. Gonna use the copper one, and let's say we do this 2.5 millimeter, and I'm gonna show you, those of you who've seen me do the loose bodies before knows that I normally cut it and put it together with the extra small and add a cone. But you can also do this. You can just melt this a little bit in the end here. Try to get it even. Wait until it dries up a little bit. And this little melted part will slide in against the cone. And I'm gonna dress this also now for you. And I will do it very simple. I'll put on a little bit of thread first. And getting messy here. A little bit of Mirage, should be here somewhere. And I use Mirage the rare end of almost all my flies. The Mirage picks up colors from the tubing in a super nice way. And I wind it back, turn it, and wind it back up again and secure it. Here we go. Cut it off and take a bit of gold hollow braid, tie it in as a ribbing. And I could, if I want, do a little bit of gold part body here, just with this. Do just a few turns here, and just secure it, and keep that there. Back and keep it there. Do the daubing that will create volume, and just spin it on, put it on, and I should have greased my little thread here before, but that's how it is. You know, the best way to grease it is to pull it over your nose. And looks funny, but very effective. So I'll go all the way up to this little burnt edge I have here. Make sure it's a little heavier in the front. Pull it back. Make sure I just have 1 or 2 mil to put the thread on. Take a little bit of a hackle, and I will do like a dark yellow badger one. Quite long fibers for the big fly. If I use a short fibered feather, it will not do any good. Tie it in. Always start with one turn before you back down over the body. And here I will only do 3 turns. Hold it, spin the hollow braid, and tie it down crosswise really hard. And then hold back the fibers. And tie this in. You don't need a lot of thread here, just a little bit, because we're gonna secure that with glue anyway. Oh, wrong one. Again, hold back the fibers, use support, put a little bit on here. And since I don't have the cone, it's quite luxury to have a cone there that will fit in with the rest of the fly. But since I don't have a cone, I need to take this off and glue it once again before I fish it. So, like that. Take the fly, and the way you do it is you put this on the leader, you put that on the leader, you tie on your hook, you secure the hook in the bare part, and then this is going to slide down to create the body where the attached hook will be center of the fly. Maybe easier if you see it from this end here. And yeah, nasty rusty flashwing. I said before that the nasty rusty mix is my favorite, and also I think that the nasty rusty flashwing fly is my favorite among the flashwings. Even now, I would say that one that I'm really curious to fish is also the clear water blue one with the nutria. Yeah, so thank you for watching our 51st one, and I hope you haven't thought that I've been too far away in my head. Bags are packed, leaving for Gaspé tomorrow to fish 2 weeks, and then home to be home a couple of days, and then to Norway. So for me, this is for like the start of this season, and I'm my boxes are full of new flies, full of different new, like the nutria flashwings and nutria flies, and my bags are also full of new rods. We had 35 new blanks coming, and new reels, and it's really exciting. So I hope you liked the tying, and I hope you feel that this is something you want to try. I very seldom fish flashwings below like 8 centimeters. I prefer to fish them big because they are made for conditions where the big fly is. the solution. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to my bags, putting the new fly in the box, and hope you catch me.